Friends, after this lecture, you would appreciate what kind of refrigerants are used in a split air conditioning system and how the refrigerants which were used in the split air conditioning systems have changed to modern alternatives. The most popular refrigerant which was used in your window air conditioner and which remained in the market for about 3 decades was R22. R22 is a methane derivative and it has chlorine as well as fluorine atom. So it is actually a chloro-difluoromethane. And as I said, it remained in the market for about 30 years from 1995 to 2015 because it was an ideal refrigerant for the temperatures which are encountered in air conditioning applications. The performance with R22 was found excellent because the pressures were moderate and the discharge temperature being low, the compressor life was also good. The normal boiling point of R22 is about minus 40 degrees centigrade, and hence for conditions like that in India, the tropical climate, it becomes highly compatible for maintaining the air conditioning systems. Moreover, R22 was also found to be compatible with the lubricant mineral oil that made it simple and cost effective as far as maintenance was concerned. So as I said, R22 was the perfect choice because of its excellent thermodynamic properties, which means much lower normal boiling point, moderate discharge pressure and moderate discharge temperature, and hence a good coefficient of performance with a robust compressor life. R22 was also compatible with the materials which are used in air conditioners, namely copper and aluminium, and it also works seamlessly with the lubricant mineral oil. Safety profile was also good. It was classified as A1 in ASHRAE nomenclature, which means that R22 had lower toxicity and was non-flammable. So because of this, it becomes a safe refrigerant for residential applications. However, despite this technical merits, R22's environmental impact became impossible to ignore, especially its ozone depletion potential, which was approximately 0.05 because of chlorine, and its global warming potential, which was approximately 1810 because it added to the greenhouse gases. So, as the Montreal Protocol became effective and the phase out of even hydrochlorofluorocarbons, HCFCs, is even R22 was began with the banning of R22 in most of the countries, especially the developed world, alternatives were being thought about. So in India, around 2017, R22 was banned, though in the existing units, people still used R22 as a refrigerant. Earlier, R134A was proposed as an alternative, immediate alternatives to the small capacity air conditioning systems, especially the automobile air conditioner systems. However, in residential air conditioner systems, R134A was not used. That was because R134A, though it had a zero ozone depletion potential and it was also safe, equally safe, that is non-inflammable. uh, it demands good control over the moisture, especially with POE oil. Efficiency at very high ambience was not competitive, and therefore R134A was not the alternative for residential applications. So, in the market, then for split air conditioners, R410A was proposed as the major alternative or major replacement for R22. So, R410A is now widely adopted in India. R410A is a blend, and it is a blend of R32 and R125. Being a blend, it gave us the desirable properties like that of R22. Moreover, its advantage was that it had a zero ozone depletion potential, and the performance was also comparable with R22. In fact, it gave a higher cooling capacity than R22 because of its excellent heat transfer properties. So, R410A became widely adopted across the industry from 2005 onwards. Uh, However, R410A is also being replaced because of its high global warming potential, about 2000. Moreover, it had a higher operating pressure, and higher operating pressure means the tubes which are used in the air conditioning system, heat exchanger, as well as the discharge lines, they were required to be manufactured thicker. The compressors were required to be made stronger, and there were compatibility issues with the lubricant oil POE. R32 is an alternative in the Indian split AC market since 2018, and along with R410A, it has become a substitute refrigerant. R32 is basically a methane derivative having two fluorine atoms, so it is difluoromethane. It offers the perfect balance of efficiency, it is environmentally safe, and its performance in Indian climatic conditions is found to be good. Its global warming potential is comparatively much lower than R410A. Its GWP is only 675, whereas that of 410A is about 2000. So, as far as Montreal Protocol and Kigali Amendment is concerned, R32 is a present mainstream substitute for R22, and it gives us a better energy efficiency at the ambient temperatures which are existent in India, that is 40 to 48 degrees centigrade. So, along with R410A, R32 is dominating the Indian market because of its higher coefficient of performance. You will find that the manufacturers which have 4-star and 5-star labels on their ACs, they have R32 as a refrigerant. As discussed earlier, the global warming potential is attractive. The charge requirement is lower than R410A. About 20% less charge is required as compared to R410A, which offers significant cost savings, and the environmental impact is also controllable. The recycling and recovery is easier because it is not a blend, unlike the R410A. So this also gives us a better, or rather simple service and maintenance as compared to R410A. R32, which is difluoromethane as mentioned, is from the family hydrofluorocarbon, and it has, however, a slight disadvantage in terms of safety. So its safety class is below that of R410A, For R32, the safety class is A2L, which means it is having low toxicity but mildly flammable. ODP is 0. The latent heat is found to be around 400 kilojoules per kg at minus 10 degrees centigrade. So high latent heat and good thermal conductivity are the positive factors of R32 for choosing it as a refrigerant in Indian operating conditions, similar to R410A. So R32 is a high pressure refrigerant similar to R410A, and because of that it would also require a robust system design, which means heavier copper tubes, a robust compressor and other heat exchangers. So thicker copper tubing, quality brazing, proper flaring torque, all these are equally important with R32 along with R410A. R32 requires POE oil. POE means polyester oil, which is highly moisture sensitive. And because it is highly moisture sensitive, this demands deep vacuum levels below 500 microns and the use of quality filters and quality dryers. Compatible compressor with R32 could include the rotary ones, both the twin rotary and the scroll designs, and with inverter technology, R32 gives us a better performance. What A2L classification means is that it is mildly flammable, and this requires specific safety measures by making sure that proper design and ventilation standards are followed. So there are limits on the charging, that is how many per room volume. Then there is regulation on leak detection. Proper technical training has to be given, and the place where these refrigerants are used, they need to be properly ventilated, and a proper display of safety protocols are essential when one is using R32 as a refrigerant. This final slide gives us an idea about the market, wherein you'll find that R32 is now dominating the market of split ACs with about 65% of the sales coming from with R32 as a refrigerant, including from the major brands like LG, Panasonic, Blue Star, Daikin and Voltas. R410A still maintains significant share, about 30%, and R22 is no longer in use, but the old split ACs still have R22 as a refrigerant. It means that if the models are quite old and if they come for repair, then the recycled R22 could be used in the legacy systems. So this is all about the refrigerant which is used in the split air conditioning systems. You have seen that how R22 has been gradually replaced with first R410A and now with R32 dominating the market of split ACs.